Ben's nursery was a baby's dream room. Brightly colored with pictures of clouds, bunnies, and ducks surrounded the walls and all of the furniture. Rob had made the creation of Ben's room a personal hobby of planning, imagining, and painting. Rob had spent most of his time before Ben's birth preparing the room. All the furniture was hand-picked. Rob enjoyed building the room as he reflected on what a child would want in a room. There were even times where Rob kneeled down so he would get his son's perspective from the crib or floor. The building of the baby's room did not lessen Rob's disdain for changing stinky, dirty diapers. Ben was lowered onto the changing table and his pants legs unbuttoned for quick changes. Next, the diaper was opened, showing the area of devastation. Rob deftly used the dirty diaper to wipe up his son's skin before throwing it in the garbage. Then, using a baby wipe, he cleaned up the last of the mess. Rob then applied a good dose of baby powder and a fresh diaper. Finally, refastening the pants, Rob was done the most hated of tasks. "I'll never get used to that smell." Benjamin was then given a kiss on the cheek and taken back to the dining room, where Michelle was finishing up. "All right, you two, let's get going." With Michelle's announcement, Rob headed straight to the van, where everything was ready to go. After locking up the house, they were on their way. As the day progressed, Rob had a few more bouts of nausea, however, he was sure he was feeling better. By nightfall, they were at the cabin, a beautiful red cedar log cabin beside a small lake. It was Rob's job to haul all the gear from the van and into the cabin. The task wouldn't be so bad, except it included all of Benjamin's furniture, or it seemed like most of it. Along with Ben's playpen, there was his change table, crib, high chair, toys, and other items that were essential. It was Rob's job to get Ben's gear set up, and he didn't have long before the baby would be off to bed. After setting up a makeshift changing pad on a small dresser, Rob got to building the crib. It didn't take too long since he had already set it up a few times in the past. By the time Benjamin was ready for bed, his nursery was prepared. Even with all the effort his father put into the new room, Ben whimpered when finally put in his crib for the night. It was obvious that the little guy wanted to be in his old room. Finally, the two were alone. Michelle had put their food and clothes away, but now she wanted a break. They sat on the deck overlooking a beautiful lake with the moonlight reflecting off the water. It was their piece of heaven for the next week. Michelle looked at her lover and gazed over him. "Honey, have you dyed your hair? It seems darker and fuller than usual." Rob was surprised by the comment but thought nothing of it. "I don't need to dye my hair, I've only got a couple grey hairs." Michelle giggled at Rob's response. He had started going grey when he was 35, but now at 42 Rob was looking more mature and respectable with his salt and pepper appearance, now covered by the darkness. In the morning, Rob got up first and decided to go for a jog. He hadn't felt this good in years and decided it would be a good way to start off his vacation. He left Michelle sleeping and snuck into his son's room where Benjamin was already awake. Quietly, he gave his son a diaper change and a baby bottle full of water. This immediately calmed Ben down and allowed him to put the baby back to sleep for another hour or two.